Welcome to the Work for Change podcast. My name is Jean.
And I am John.
And we are very excited about this episode. And I feel like we end up saying that every single week, but it's...
And we're going to continue saying it every single week.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to interview someone we're not excited about.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah, and then also we probably won't put
Introducing Jack. I don't really care about him.
Yeah, this interview was
horrible. You definitely should not watch this episode.
Yeah, so we will not be doing that, but we are very, very excited because on this podcast we have Jessica Beniquez. Most of you guys are going to know her as
GetFitwJessica on Instagram.
Or GetFitwJessica on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. So it was a really, really good interview, and she actually got really vulnerable with us, just kind of talking about everything that's going on. Cliff notes, lost over 150 pounds, got loose skin surgery, and just found out that she was stage 4
Hodgkins Lymphoma. Yeah.
So
that's a cancer. So she found out that she has stage 4 cancer right after she got loose skin surgery. So it's been really cool because I am a follower of hers. I mean, we're Instagram friends, I guess you could call it, but she has had an amazing journey. She's incredibly vulnerable and willing to share, which honestly for me is the thing that inspires me the most about her, I think, because I know that there's times where I struggle with being as vulnerable as I could be. And it shows me that, and it's something that I know, but through vulnerability and through sharing your struggles, you always inspire more people.
Yeah.
And she definitely does that in this episode, and I can't wait for the feedback on it because I think it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so we really hope you guys enjoy this episode. Let us know on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube, what's up? Let us know in the comments below what you guys enjoyed about it. And also, we are totally 100% live on iTunes, on Google Play, on Stitcher, on Spotify. So if you want to listen on any of those platforms, awesome. If you haven't already, please consider giving us a 5-star rating. To everyone who's already done it,
thank you very much.
Because it is, you guys are crushing it.
Yeah,
it is
awesome. so incredibly important. And I know we're probably gonna say it every episode, but it helps us so much. It gets our podcast out there to more people. It just is the best way for us to get feedback on the podcast and to get in front of more people. And obviously that's what we want to do. So if you could just take a few seconds and rate the podcast 5 stars and even leave a review. I love reading the reviews. It would mean the absolute most, I think, out of anything. And then obviously if you're on YouTube, hit the like button and leave a comment. But
this is kind of cool. To all of our OG podcast listeners,
this is episode 5.
Yeah. Back on episode 3, we interviewed a guy named Charlie Rocket.
Yep.
And he actually just uploaded his first podcast. So if you're looking for more podcasts, give him some love.
Yeah.
And that's it. Let's get into this episode 5 with Jessica Beniquez.
Okay, so Jessica, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I know that your day has been absolutely insane, and we'll get into that, I'm sure. But I am incredibly excited because I can say there are certain people that inspire me, and you're on a completely different level because of the things that you have gone through your entire life, but especially what you've been going through now and the amount that you have been open with people and sharing with people. I think it's unbelievable. It's incredible. I was talking to my brother before we did this, and he was talking about people that, who do you want to have on the podcast? And you were one of the first people that came to mind because when he asked, it was right when you found out your diagnosis and everything was just going on and your mindset with everything was just so cool. And I just like the people we want to have on the podcast are people that inspire me, and then obviously in turn probably inspire other people and inspire Jean and just have incredible stories. So I'm really excited to hear your story. Obviously you have many different kind of levels and things you've been through. So if you can kind of just start from the beginning, obviously if you want to introduce yourself too, that'd be great for the people that might not know who you are. But if you want to just start from the very beginning and work your way through your story, I think that'd be awesome.
Yes. First off, I actually want to say you were one of the people that I watched before I even started losing weight. So I think this is really cool, to be honest. You between you and Danny and Erica and Gracie's journey, you guys were like the people that I watched before like I even started losing weight. But my name's
That's really
Jessica.
cool.
Mhm.
Get Fit with Jessica.
Yeah.
And I started my weight at like whenever I first stepped on the scales, over I was 320 pounds. But I didn't weigh myself for a whole month before I started exercising. So I could have weighed way more than that. I was overweight my whole life. I was a very picky eater. It's not that I like overate. I mean, of course, there were times where I overate, but like my weight didn't come from me overeating. It came from my bad nutrition, like no vegetables. Literally, all I ate was chicken strips, french fries, and pasta. Not a vegetable was in my diet. So I started at a very young age of being overweight. I was in kindergarten, probably the biggest girl in my class. So whenever I was 18, I was gonna actually go and try to get the diet pills because my sister had done them, and I was gonna go see if I could get them, me and my mom. And I had high blood pressure, so I was not able to get the diet pills. And that is, I'm not saying that's like an easy way out, but I am very glad that I didn't do that because, again, that could mess up your health too. But I was going to do that, but I didn't because of high blood pressure at age 18. But even at that time, it didn't click in my head that I needed to lose weight. Like I knew I needed to, but it didn't push me to make the change.
Can I ask
And
when you were 18? It's funny because that's similar to me. Like I almost got the lap band surgery when I was a sophomore in high school. Were there times before, like before you were 18, that you had kind of tried to lose weight and failed? And is that kind of why you thought I can't lose weight on my own? I need an outside source to help me, do this.
actually, no. Like I've never even tried. I thought about it, like, and especially at nighttime, I would get in my head and I'd be like, I can feel my heart beating, like this probably isn't healthy. And I would just like think of things like that could happen overnight. Like I could die in my sleep and I would just be gone. Like, and that still wasn't not enough for me to actually start, which is terrible to say, but it wasn't. My mom would even be like, Jessica, you're getting bigger. And I'm like, I know. Like, she's big too. But like to see her daughter like as big as she is, it's not like she just wanted the best for me, but still that didn't click. So I let a whole year go by, or over a year. Maybe I wasn't 18 whenever I found out. I think I was 19 when I found out it was high blood pressure. My bad. But I let a whole year pass, and then there was like a point where I was watching like Netflix, eating and going to work. That's all I did. And I would get into the series and I would literally just sit there and go to work and eat. And I could sit there and eat a whole box of crackers and cream cheese. Like that was my snack. And I would eat the whole thing in like one sitting, or I'd tell myself to stop, but it just I wouldn't. And then after I finished two series, like long series, I was gonna start another one on Netflix, and I'm like, wait a second, like, Jessica, what are you doing? Like, I knew I was over 300 pounds, but I just didn't want to like admit it to myself. And my friend had done Herbalife shakes, and she recommended them to me, and I was like, maybe I could give it a try. I mean, since I'm so picky, and I was didn't want to try food that like healthy food because I just didn't want to. I thought I didn't like it, but I just never tried it. So I did start with the Herbalife shakes, and a good 3 months of that, like two shakes a day, one meal with snacks in between. And at that time, I really wasn't even like carb counting. I was just calorie counting. And that's really what I do is calories in, calories out. It's the best way to do it. And then after the first 3 months is whenever I took a shake away and did two meals and one shake. And then after a full 8 months of Herbalife, I stopped it altogether because that's when I started eating vegetables. Like I didn't eat vegetables until like 8 months into my journey. And that's crazy to say.
So,
But
so you didn't really have like, was there like a moment for you where you're like, this is the time I need to do it now, or was it just kind of like I'll try shakes, and then did you kind of like ease yourself into it, or was it like you woke up one
like
day?
it was like that night I ordered Herbalife shakes after watching Netflix. I was gonna start another one. I ordered them because if I didn't then, I wouldn't have. I would have procrastinated. So
Yeah.
I did it that day, and the next day I stopped drinking soda, stopped eating fast food. I mean, I went to Subway, but it was still healthier.
It was like the
This
same.
this is like, it's like you're telling my story,
Yeah.
which is so crazy. So
all the way down to Netflix.
Yeah, all the way down to Netflix and a sandwich. I got a sandwich at like a local grocery store. But so how did you feel so you made the purchase that night, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel the next morning waking up being like, this is it?
I was ready. I even took a before picture that night I bought those shakes. And I was so excited. I went on and I told my mom, and she's like, it's not that she said you're not going to do, but she's like, I doubt you're going to like the shakes. Like, think of it. You're not going to be able to eat. You're going to be drinking a shake. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. And of course, she wasn't discouraging me, but she wasn't really like, but as soon as I started like seeing the weight come off, everybody's like, you're doing so good. What are you doing? And that motivated me more. So I just kept going, and I just never stopped. Like you asked if I had ever tried a diet before. I didn't, and that's because I didn't know how to start. But like, it's so easy to just stop eating those foods. When you really want it, it's really easy. Just stop eating the foods, cut out the drinks, like the calorie drinks, cut out the fast food, the grease. It's terrible. Like, I was eating fast food probably 3 times a day. I worked around a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, a Pizza Hut, a KFC, like you name it, it was there. And I would go there for breakfast, for lunch, and then sometimes if I didn't want to make dinner, I'd go get dinner out.
Yeah.
I wasted a whole bunch of money. Like, buying the shakes and buying food at the store saves you so much more money than you going out. Because a meal can be $9
Oh,
a
yeah.
meal,
Easy.
which is crazy.
So during
Especially weight, and you just want to eat and eat and eat.
When you want to get 2 meals instead of 1 meal.
So during this 8-month period where you were still, doing shakes, snacks, meals, and then you eventually went to no shakes, is that when you were kind of like just watching YouTube, going on Instagram? Like, is that kind of like how you kind of learned the rules of dieting, if you will, or lifestyle?
Well, like the next day, you asked like how I felt the next day. That next day, I actually went and started walking. So
Okay.
that was the first exercise I put in. And every day I would just walk for a straight month. I just walked as fast as I could, as long as I could. Then eventually I got sick of walking. So I bought a gym membership that was right around the corner, and I procrastinated about that. I wanted to get one sooner, but I just didn't because I was scared.
Yeah.
I got one, and like the employees were super nice. They introduced me to like the UFIT coaches, and as soon as I started, I got like an assessment, and then I actually ended up having training 2 times a month. So it was like every 2 weeks I had a trainer for 3 months. So I learned stuff from her. And then I would just use her workout every single day and add extra cardio in, because her workouts were only like 30 minutes, but they were also adding in strength training and like the fast cardio on and off, like intervals and all that. So I did that for the 3 months, and then eventually, like throughout the 3 months, I would just like watch YouTube, Instagram, look at workouts online, use her workout still. I'd see people in the gym doing things and that I eventually tried. And of course, in the beginning, it was like really hard, and like I wasn't doing it correct. Like, I have so many videos from the beginning where I'm just like, I'm doing this, and I'm like, how did I not break a muscle? Like, how did I not I'm saying a muscle, but an arm? Like, how did I not get injured?
I think
But
it's one of the things that I think, and that I will be honest, that I am incredibly jealous about with you, is the amount of before pictures that you have. You took so many pictures. Like, you weren't afraid of a camera. See, for me, I was terrified. I didn't let people take pictures. So for me, when I post like before and after pictures on Instagram, it's like the same 4 before pictures because I avoided a camera. But for you, it seems like you've never had to reuse a before picture because it's like you took pictures every day. Even though you were as overweight as you were, it's like you weren't afraid of a camera at all. And I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I did that, and I'm glad I got as many like videos as I could. Like my phone storage is packed
Yeah.
because I have on it, and I'm scared to delete them because I'm scared they're just gonna disappear because that's all my progress. Like
Hmm.
I have so many pictures and videos, and I'm glad I did that. But yeah, was there a question? I forgot if I was
No, no, no,
talking.
no, no. You're all good. I kind of interrupted. But the
No.
one thing I wanted to say too, what you were just explaining is something that I think is incredibly important, and what I've realized with me and you and a lot of our friends that have lost weight and kept that weight off is that they took it upon themselves to learn things, right? So, like you
Yes.
said, you didn't know what you were doing, and you watch the videos and you're like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? But
Yeah.
you took it upon yourself to be like, okay, I'm gonna be a beginner at this, but eventually I'm going to learn, and you took it upon yourself, like with Herbalife, right? At first, you didn't know what you were doing, and that's
Yeah.
the issue that I have with a lot of these weight loss things is that people
Yeah.
just trust that and they don't learn for themselves. So, like you, once you got out of off of that, you knew, okay, I know what I need to be doing, and then you took it upon yourself to learn, and then you were good from there. And then the same thing goes for you in the gym. I think that's incredibly like important. And was that just your curiosity and like excitement? Because I know for me it was my general excitement about actually losing weight, and I just wanted to continue doing it. Was it the same for you, or was there anything different?
It
Or
was it was exciting seeing that number go down. It still is like exciting to me when I see new results. I'm like, yes, I want to keep going. And then plus, of course, like compliments come into it, and it makes me pumped. And it's like I got compliments throughout my life, but when it's about like weight loss, it makes me feel so good because I did that. And when I about the shakes and everything, the thing about shakes is like that's not what making you gain weight or lose weight. It's the nutrition that you are adding to it. Like I didn't just do shakes and that shake did not make me lose weight, but me being consistent, it was just the meal replacement. Like that
Yeah.
any shake that you take and replace as a meal will most likely help you lose weight. But
exactly.
with me putting in the work, if this is making sense, I tried making a YouTube video of this and it did not make sense. But I was just trying to explain that Herbalife did not make me lose weight. Like it's not like a medicine that I drank and it just made the weight fall off. No, I
Yeah.
still had to put work.
Yeah,
Like I
I
still
mean,
had to
it's
change nutrition for it.
it's helping you get into a caloric deficit, and then the shakes are probably do have good nutrients in them, so they're helping you stay
Yeah.
full. So all of that together, and obviously most importantly, and I know you agree, is it got you into a caloric deficit, and then
Yeah.
from there you were able to lose weight. Now the next
Yeah.
question I wanted to ask you was, obviously you are a superstar on Instagram. you
So
are you are a superstar, right? So I want to know what possessed you to put yourself out there on Instagram. What was like, hey, I want to put my story out there, and I'm not sure if it was like I want to put my story out there to help people, or I just want to put it up there because I want to put it up there. Like, what was the reason for you to put your story on Instagram?
And on tag teamed on that, like how far into your journey like did that Instagram account start?
Okay, so I actually had a Twitter account and I was a fangirl. Like I was that girl that went and met all these pop stars, these Viners. Like I was a high high key fangirl.
Yeah.
Um, I actually had a fan account and I had a pretty decent amount of followers on there, but it was all because I met these famous people and other people followed me for that reason and I'd post pictures with them and whatnot. So one day I just like posted my transformation on that account and one of the Viners actually like favorited it. Cameron Dallas, I don't know if you guys knew who that is, but he favorited that picture and people and their fangirls they go to his favorites
Yeah.
and they found my picture and started favoriting retweeting it so it got really big. I had an Instagram but I had like a 5 pictures on it max and I had like less than 100 followers and I made that account for my own motivation, like to see my progress, to see if it would help me progress in my weight loss. And So instead of keeping it going on Twitter, I was like, I have a fitness account where I post more fitness pictures and transformation pictures. If you guys want to follow me that way. So I had a lot of people follow me from there, and then on it just like blew up, and I don't know how. And I'm so thankful every day, but it's still insane to me. Like it's something I never expected in a million years. Like I always wanted to make a makeup channel on YouTube. Not that I ever knew how to. I still don't know how to use YouTube. um, I wanted to do that, but I never even thought that I was gonna have an account and it'd be all fitness.
Mhm.
I was overweight my whole life, and now I'm a fitness account.
Yeah,
Like
I can
it's
completely
insane.
relate to that on a spiritual level. Do you think that having the account has helped you stay accountable? That's kind of a pun there, but
I mean, no matter what, I think I would have kept going just because my Instagram didn't get like really up there until about like 6 months into my journey. So it was a good 6 months into my journey before it started like progressing. And I already lost like, I want to say 70 to 80 pounds whenever I did that. So whenever I see me lose weight or whenever I see muscle definition or something, that it keeps me going. So I don't think I would have ever given up, but with the Instagram, it definitely pushes me more sometimes to go and show people that if you're not lazy, you could do something with your life. And I'm not like trying to like bash people that don't want to do anything, but it's true. Like if you want it enough, you will do anything to get there. And that's like how I look at it. Like tell anybody in any situation, like if you want this job, like you got to try your best to get to it. You can't just be like, "Oh, it's probably not going to work out anyway." Like you really have to push yourself to get to any point. If you want it, you will do it.
It's almost like you have to work for
for change.
change. Hey, wow. Crazy.
It's so true. Like
I mean,
the
but
work for
but I
want
mean,
it.
that's why we like the name is because everywhere. That literally applies everywhere. So,
It does. It's more than just weight loss or weight gain, or it's everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess like the next evolution in your Instagram journey, you have your weight loss, and then how long? The next thing you did was that you went through the loose skin surgery, correct?
Oh yeah.
So,
So
how long did you have? Did you lose the weight to when you wanted to get the loose skin surgery? Like, what was that gap like?
so I lost all of my 100. I think it's like over 170 just because I said it was 320. I was probably more than that, but 170. I always wanted it. I was really scared to get it. Um, money like it's expensive,
Yeah.
so that was like all those things just like held into place. But like one day I was like, you know what, like I deserve this. Like I lost all this weight, I don't want this skin.
Yeah.
It's not to hurt me, it's really not. It was for cosmetic, not gonna lie. Like I want to look good too. I'm not saying that loose skin doesn't make you look any worse or like good, but
you're good. You're all good.
no, you're not the only one. But a lot of people like they just don't want it because I don't know. But I just one day was like, all right, I'm gonna start looking more into it. And the more I looked into it, like I saw Jordan's video about it, and I was like, I really want this. And I just like put my mind to it, and then I lost like all the weight, couldn't lose any more after or before. So I finally went to go do that, and that's when my like lump popped up. But it was never like cancerous at first. It was just inflamed. So I went for it and I got the surgery, and it actually got pushed back a week. Like I got to do the surgery that day. I got hooked up, got like into the IV and everything, and then
I remember this.
like hour and a half later, the doctor comes in and he's like, I'm just like I just got done with a 6-hour surgery. I don't think I'm ready to do yours right now. So he pushed it back a week. I was so upset.
That's
Like
crazy.
getting yourself prepared for that moment. Like you're in that hospital bed, you're waiting, you're in your gown, about to go back, and then that happened. But I'm thankful that he was straight up and forward about it and didn't just do it whenever, like
Yeah,
for
it's a
just.
pretty big deal. Yeah.
So I waited that week, and then I did it, and honestly, the pain for it was like a really good 4 to 5 days of really bad pain because of like the reconstruction. But like the incision, I don't even feel it. Like I'm still numb in that area. But I'm glad I did it. Like no regrets.
How long
Of
ago
course,
was it that you got the surgery?
it was September 15th.
Wow,
It
I didn't
was
realize how recent that
15th.
was.
Yeah, it was,
Like 2 months.
and I can't believe what I'm doing now. Like I'm like
Yeah,
running
I saw
and
that.
like
The thing,
I don't get how my body is doing this,
yeah, the
honestly.
thing that's really crazy, about loose skin is that everyone has a different relationship with it. And I've
Mhm.
always said, if somebody wants to get surgery, that is their choice. And I will never ever be like, "Oh, they're just getting like it." I don't care what anyone else wants to do. My thoughts are right now. I'm able to do anything I want. I don't have issues. It doesn't get in the way. So
Yeah.
cosmetically, that's the only reason I would get it. But because
Yeah.
you got it just for cosmetic reasons, like you said, like that doesn't make me feel like I'm better. Like I get so many messages of people like it's it's just such a personal thing. And the thing that
Yeah.
people that don't have loose skin you don't realize is like you see the pictures that people that have loose skin might post, right, or the videos that they might post, and when we
Mhm.
post those is when we're feeling pretty confident, we're feeling pretty
Yeah.
good with the loose skin, but we're waking up every day with this loose skin. Every time
Mhm.
you look in the mirror, you see your loose skin. Every time,
Yeah.
even in pictures where someone else might not notice it, you see it, right? Like
Yeah.
for me,
First thing.
that's the first thing I notice. And so I would be lying if I said it never bothered me, but it doesn't bother me to a point where I feel like
And
I need to get rid of it, right? But for you, it obviously did, and that's totally
yes,
fine. You know what I mean? It's such a huge decision. One,
it is.
it's incredibly painful, like you said, but
Yes.
obviously that is something that goes away. But it's incredibly expensive as well. You have to take a lot of time off, and everyone. It's crazy how the amount of people I've talked to that have had the surgery, how fat. Like Zach, he was one of my friends that's lost a lot of weight, got loose skin surgery. He
Yeah.
was like wrecked for a long time, but it seems
Yes.
like his girlfriend Jordan rebounded pretty quick. Sounds like you
Yeah. I
rebounded
was asking
really
both of
quick.
them questions.
Yeah. So it's such an interesting thing, and it's still something that I don't think is talked about enough because anybody that's lost a massive amount of weight has loose skin. Period. It's just how it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
So it is really I just love talking about it because it's such an interesting topic to me.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think like
And
I've got like a similar thing in the idea of like
Oh, you have loose skin? I didn't know.
no, like I have a lazy eye, and so it's like the same thing. Every picture, that's the first thing I look for. People,
Yeah.
it's like far away, like it's like a far away picture, and I'm like, oh.
Well, talk about
lazy eye.
this.
You know what?
Why are you sitting right there?
I'm sitting on this side because this is my good eye. So if I'm facing this way, you can't see
He
it.
told me I'm never allowed to sit on that side.
No, I didn't. I just said I would
I
prefer.
I didn't even realize it, to
Exactly.
be honest.
But it's the first thing I notice. I look in the mirror. It's the first thing I see. I'm like, why can't you just look straight? And if I had the opportunity to get surgery, I would do it in a heartbeat. But there are other people who are like, no, I'm totally content. It defines me. And for me, it's like, I'm comfortable with who I am, and I still want that fixed. You know what I mean? Like, so it is.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing. Like, 100%.
Like I get a lot of questions on, am I gonna get the arm, like the skin removal on my arms and on my legs, and like of course eventually, but like you said, you have to be comfortable enough with it. I'm pretty comfortable with the skin on my arms and legs versus my stomach skin.
Yeah.
Whenever I looked in the mirror, the first thing I looked at was that skin on my stomach every morning, especially like when you eat or drink a ton of water, you look extra bloated. And I look at that, and my arms and my legs don't get bloated, so it's not like I really care about that. But when I saw that, like really a lot of skin on me, especially I had it in my like on my back and in my front,
Yeah.
it's like the first thing.
Yeah,
Like that's the
it's
first thing when it had gone.
It's funny that you bring that up because I'll talk to people. I'm like, I literally can fluctuate like 15 to 20 pounds in one day because of
That's
like
insane.
how much the loose skin can hold on to water and stuff. Like, how did you fluctuate a good amount in a day too?
Um, I don't want to say that much, but I do fluctuate between like 5 to 7 pounds a day, like with drinking and eating. Then now it's like 4 pounds that I fluctuate between. Like this morning, I stepped on the scales 141, and then I ate breakfast, drank water, and I got to the doctor and I weighed was 145, so 3 pounds. But for Thanksgiving, I was 139 the day before Thanksgiving, and the day after I was 144, all from food. Like normally the next day I'm back to
Yeah.
139, but that Thanksgiving food got me. But now I'm 141 again. So it's like not that I'm even caring about the number on the scale. I'm just like keeping it for my own record because with what I'm going through right now, the doctor wants me to keep looking at like my temperature, my weight change, and all of that just to be super cautious.
So going into your, you said that going into your weight loss surgery, they did notice something on your shoulder.
Well, I knew it was there before. I had already had like a biopsy on it, and like I've had ultrasounds on it. Biopsy came back as inflamed. I went to a different surgeon because my doctor was still not all the way sure. So she sent me to a surgeon. That surgeon was like, you know what, let me wait and check on it because it just had like the needle biopsy and it's super inflamed right now. So we're gonna wait. So I actually had that second appointment with the surgeon after I had my skin removal, and it was super inflamed because I had to use all upper body strength to help myself get up off the couch or somebody to help me. Like
Yeah.
that strength was gone. Like I couldn't use it. So that made it inflame even more. And he's like, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do an actual biopsy and take some of it out. And then I waited like a week and like it went down. Like I was gonna call him and be like, I don't know if you want to go through with this surgery because it's going down now.
Wow.
But that surgery day, it was back to inflamed. And they went ahead, did that, and then I waited 2 weeks, went to the surgeon, and he was like, no results yet, but it's looking smaller, so I'm thinking it's gonna be good. Well, a week later, I go back and get the results, and he comes back and he tells me that it's lymphoma, and it's a very, very curable cancer, but we didn't know the stage. We weren't even for sure if it was lymphoma. It was just if it was a type of cancer, it was going to be lymphoma. But with the results that came from the biopsy, a lot of the results looked like it was going to be lymphoma. So I went to an oncologist. He had me do a PET scan, a CAT scan, and then a week later, and I came back as stage 4, whenever I found the lump in July, the end of July.
Wow.
I honestly thought it was from the HPV shot. It's like just a vaccine, and I had two. It comes with 3 doses, and I had 2. And after the second one is when my lymph node just like inflamed. So I thought it was that, and I was hoping it was that, but it just never went away. And thank God for my doctor to send me to another surgeon to get another biopsy, because if we just would have went with the inflamed, it would,
Yeah.
who knows, like, so I'm just thankful for that, and thankful that I finally have an answer. And like it's not good to have this, but I'm thankful that it is this type of cancer.
Yeah.
Like I'm so thankful because this one is curable.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I have a positive mindset. I have made myself have a positive mindset. And with the results today, my oncologist, he's like, wow, I can't, like, it's tiny now. Like, even just from last week, he saw me, he's like, it's even gotten smaller. And that right there just makes me even more happier and makes me stay more positive. And even like whenever I go to the gym, I'm just like thinking, I'm like, I'm a strong person. I am doing chemo right now.
Yeah.
And I running on a treadmill and trying to get the exercise in that because it just makes me feel better. Not because I feel like I have to, but I honestly feel so good after
It's
workout.
your
After
therapy, right? Like, I mean, I I
it's
I think that I want to take a step back a little bit because
okay.
obviously that was a lot of information,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I remember I feel like I went through this with you because I'm a follower of yours, and you
Yeah.
have over 500,000 other people on Instagram that are incredibly supportive of you.
Like I can't believe all the support
Yeah,
I'm getting from this.
I
Like the
think
DM, the comments. It makes me cry how many people cared.
well
Yeah.
That's why I cry.
people care, I think, because of how open you are, and I think that is personally for me the most interesting thing, and I think the most inspiring thing about you is that you are so open and you share everything with everybody, right? And so I remember
Bumps over here.
Yeah.
well, just I remember, right, when you said you found out that you had, it's Hodgkins lymphoma, right? That's the
Yeah.
cancer, right? And but I remember I was following you and you were posting like your stories, and that day you're like, "Oh, I'm going to the doctor to find out what's going on." It didn't seem like you were too
Yeah.
worried about it, and I don't think you really had any reason to. You were just like, we're going to figure out what it was. And then I remember like you went and it seemed like you didn't post a story for a while. And then
Hmm.
I remember I think it was a story that you said you had cancer, and I was just like,
I know
"What?"
exactly what day it is.
Yeah. And I just remember being so blown away. And then if we fast forward a little bit, you're you go from, and I remember that day or like maybe the next day you posted stories and you were really being very vulnerable. You were crying, which I mean, it's just the amount of how much you're able to share with people again is really inspiring, and I think that's going to help a lot of people. Like we were DMing earlier, like I think you were placed on this earth to share your story and to share the things that you're going through because you are going to help people, right? Like that's without a
Yes.
doubt, no doubt in my mind what you're doing right now. Even this podcast might be a tiny part of it, but I'm very thankful that we're able to do that, right?
I'm glad you even contacted me to do this because making YouTube videos is so difficult for me. So with you guys getting all these questions to me, we could both share this and
Yeah.
more people will understand my story better without me procrastinating about a video because I suck at
Don't worry, we'll just have you on the podcast again in like a few months. We can do it. But what I really wanted to ask you, and what I think is just for me incredibly interesting, because we have such a similar story, right?
Yeah.
You're doing everything right, in quotes. Everything that you lost 170, 180 pounds. You completely switched up your diet. You did everything right. You even got loose skin surgery, right? All of these things you're doing, and then to
Yeah.
find out, wait, I have cancer, and
Yeah.
wait a second, it's stage 4?
Yeah.
Like, what? Because I know that obviously you're a very positive person, but there has to be moments where you're just like, I know for me, I would be like, what was the point of all of this that I've been doing?
I,
What
I've
was
had
that
that
like?
mindset. I did have that mindset in the beginning. Like whenever I first found out like it was cancer, of course like that thought in my head it was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is cancer, like this is a killer." And then whenever we didn't know what stage, like just finding that out was scary. But then finding out the stage that it could have possibly been a stage 3, stage 4, I was still scared, but the doctor was like, you know what, I'm gonna say it's a stage 3. So it gave me a little like, okay, like I can beat this. And then when I got the news that it was stage 4, it was like, I was a wreck.
Can
Just
you
because
can you explain what that means? What stage 4 means?
so whenever it's stage 3 or whenever it's stage 4, it's in more places. Like I have it in my spleen and on my bone. There's spots of it on my bone. Also with the regular spots under the armpit, behind the neck, in the groin. I also had it elsewhere. So if it was the stage 3, it would have just been like the groin, the neck, the armpits, just depending on. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I just was told stage 3 and stage 4 are a lesser chance of like treatment, and 1 and 2 are really curable, but stage 4 has a lesser treatment rate than stage 3,
Mm-hmm.
which is scary. But he said, you're young, you're healthy, like you will beat this. I know. And like everybody's telling me I have hope, like, and I believe that God gave me this to help other people, and he knows I'm strong. He knows I can beat it. But like whenever I cry, it's because I get so emotional from the comments and DMs. It's not even about me having cancer anymore. It's just that people are so caring, and it's crazy because they don't know me personally. They just know me from the internet, and they care. Like they will check up on me and like tell me that, oh, I was thinking about you. Like to be thought about like that, it just fills my heart, and just it's just so amazing. But
You're making me tear up.
Sean's crying over here. Because he's heard your story and I've told him everything about it, but he wasn't there like I was, you know what I mean? Like following you on Instagram and seeing everything that was going down and just being like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm sure everything, she's going to the doctor, like no big deal. And then you're like, wait, what the heck happened?
Yeah,
Like,
it all started in July because I even brought up in July. I was like, oh, I have a random like lump on my shoulder, and it just kept it up and just shared my story every day about it in doctor's appointments. And it's funny because people know when my chemo treatments are, which is awesome too. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Every 2 weeks I'll have chemo, and today was one of them. So I was at the doctor all day today.
yeah,
Got there at 11:15 and left at 5.
yeah,
Wow.
I wanted to talk about that because one, I want to talk about what it looks forward, what going forward looks like for you.
Yeah,
But today, I know. So we had planned out that we were going to do the podcast, and
yeah,
I was super excited.
like 3.
Yeah, you
I
were
thought
super excited,
like 3.
and you ended up you had your second round of chemo today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it just ended up taking a little bit longer than you thought. So Jessica literally had chemo, got home maybe 5 minutes after getting home. You were on this Skype call with us, right? That is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, just behind the scenes, we were like, all right, like if she's tired, if she's worn out, like we have some subjects we can
Mhm.
talk about on our own podcast kind of thing. And then you're just freaking champ.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, yeah.
you're in a better mood
They
than we are.
They
Yeah.
actually gave me like steroids in the treatment to like, I don't know what they give them to me for, but it gives me energy. So today, like from the rest of today, maybe tomorrow, I'll be like really full of energy, and then like a good 2 days after is when I'll be feeling like
Oh,
low.
okay.
Oh.
That's
Interesting.
how it was last time, at least for me. And then the days after that, I was just like full of energy, went to the gym every day. But there was one day where I was like, this sucks. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to move. And I had mouth sores for a good 2 days, and then they eventually went away. Like I was supposed to get like a mouthwash, but I didn't end up getting it. And they were only there for 2 days, and that's really the only symptoms I had was that and fatigue. Like that's really it. And I'm really hoping that's all I get this treatment as well. I did ask about like hair loss and stuff, which that's going to be, he said, most likely this treatment I'll be seeing more come out versus last time. I just saw it in my brush like normal, but this treatment will probably more likely be the hair loss treatment. And also, since I'm a stage 4, he wants to make sure all of it's gone by the fourth treatment. So 2 weeks after my fourth treatment, which is December 24th, day before Christmas,
Wow.
Yeah.
right? Um, I can I gotta wait like 2 weeks, get a PET scan, and then I'll go back to him. He'll give me the results. If it's all gone, great. We'll keep doing the 10 treatments. The rest of it, or no. Well, it's 12 treatments altogether, so 12 minus 4 is, I'm so bad with
8.
math on the spot. Anyway, the rest of the 8 treatments. And then after, if it doesn't, we're gonna have to switch up the chemo treatments, try a stronger medication. If that doesn't work, then he's gonna have to send me to a whole different like cancer doctor. But thinking positive that it's gonna be gone after the 4 treatments, and I'm already like after the first treatment, this has gone down dramatically. The one behind my ear is like gone. Like you really have to dig for it, and that's the only ones I can feel.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully they're gone everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But the
I think
bone is
it's really cool that, like you said, your doctor was saying, well, you're young, you're healthy, which,
yes.
so it's almost like you did work before you even, you know what I mean? Like you lost weight and
Yeah.
got healthy, and that probably was helpful for the cancer before you even knew that you had it.
Yeah, so it's like it was all meant to be. Like everything was put into place for me to lose weight then because this was coming. Like it's not that it just randomly popped up. It was like it was already on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know, like, what if I wasn't strong enough to beat it if I was overweight? My dad, he actually had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is two different types of lymphoma. His was a more like intense, like it was not as curable, but it was still curable. So I actually got the better version of it. It's not hereditary. He just said it comes in your own genetic gene. So it was a part of me. It just came at this time of my life. And for me to lose weight, it was just a part of this, like, help me to get to this journey. And I'm just thinking positive every day. Like in the beginning, I was so scared, but I gotta say, like, I'm not as scared as I was. Whenever like I start losing hair, I feel like that will be
Mm-hmm.
more scarier.
Yeah.
It'll be more real just because I don't know, it's hair loss. Like it's gonna make me look completely different. Like I'm gonna lose my eyebrows and everything, but I have a wig. It's just
I was
hair.
gonna
Like I
say
gotta keep
you got some sweet
myself.
wigs already. I saw them, so.
Yeah, I'm prepared. But I gotta keep reminding myself it's just hair. Like this happens to many people. They can do it, I can do it. And yeah, like it's just a whole nother journey that I gotta be strong for.
Mhm. I wanted to ask because, again, obviously you've been super open, but was there ever a time, or like right when you found out, right, that it was cancer, were you at all even thinking, I'm not sure if I want to share this with everybody right now? Or was it just, all right, let's share this, because like I can I feel like for me I would be thinking, I'm not sure if I want to put this out there right away.
Yeah. So, like you said, like my stories before going into the doctor and after kind of had to share.
Yeah.
Not that I want to, but I was like, oh, I'm going to the doctor to see like what this is. And then I waited because I just like I did not want to be on social media. I just kind of wanted to surround myself with friends and family and just, be in their presence and just stay away from my phone. Like I literally put my phone away because I know if I put something out there, I was gonna see comments and I was gonna cry. Just feeling more like sorry for myself type of thing, kind of like why me. But then sorry, my roommate's here.
No
So you're gonna
worries.
hear this. But I decided to just put it out there because everybody knew that there was something going on anyway, and I felt like it could help people. And yeah, it doesn't really like affect. I feel like it doesn't really affect me. I don't think me not putting out would be any different of me putting it out. And for me though, like it makes me feel good that I put it out because I'm getting people like you got it cheering me on. So it actually helps in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it was never I don't know, it's like I had to say something because I started in July with
Hmm.
the all the tests and stuff all the way up to now and people would be like, what happened? So I'm glad I put it out there though.
Awesome.
Mm, it's
All
good.
right. Well, I mean, I think that is there anything else that you want to say to people that might be, I know you said like you want to let people know, like, if you have something, get it checked out, but is there any like
Yeah.
message you have for people out there?
Yeah. So if you have any unnecessary lymph nodes that are like huge that just pop up one day, don't assume it's not cancerous. And that, like me, like I was like, maybe it's just I'm getting sick or something. Like go get it checked out. Like I never knew that it was going to be cancer. And even if it's small, but if it's growing, like if you notice it growing, definitely go get it checked out. Um, and if you are starting a weight loss journey, good luck, and just don't stop, like stay consistent. And if you have any questions about like my diagnosis, if it didn't get answered in this video, come and ask me. I will let you know. Plus, on my YouTube channel, I have put up a few videos of how I found it and what the treatments I'm doing and all of that is. But do not overlook any lymph nodes, because I went from finding out that it's cancer to being at stage 4.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, if you guys do want to check out Jessica on Instagram, it's GetFitwJessica, right? And then
Yes.
is it on YouTube? Is it the same thing?
It's the same thing on YouTube and Facebook.
Awesome. All right. So to end this, we're starting a new thing. So you're going to be the first person to do this. Okay. So we have 2 questions for you.
It's not the.
No. No,
that's for the YouTube channel.
It's less cringy than that, I promise.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask you 2 questions. I'm going to ask you one, and then John's going to ask you one. They're easy, don't worry. But what I want to ask you is if there was one thing that you could tell your former 10-year-old self, knowing everything that you've dealt with, what would that be?
Well, what I tell my 10-year-old self, to try vegetables and try like good food, like even though it doesn't look the prettiest or look the best, just try it, because I did not try any food. I would just say, nope, I don't like it, because it just didn't look good. So I would tell myself to eat better.
Eat more vegetables. Perfect.
Eat more vegetables.
Yeah. So in 10 years, look back.
Okay.
What do you hope? Because in 10 years, you're going to have beat cancer, 100%.
Yeah.
Have your journey, you have all that stuff. So in 10 years, looking back, like what do you want to accomplish?
Like I'm 32 right now, right?
Yeah.
32.
You're 32, looking back at the last 10 years of your life. Like what will you have wanted to accomplish in those 10 years?
Definitely. Wow, it's so hard. I
Yeah.
don't think this stuff. Well, I want to keep going with my health, like health journey. Dang, this is hard. Definitely, like just be stable in life, like keep inspiring other people, and I do want to go to cosmetology school. So I do want to do that. And also I want to get my training certification. So I want to do that too also. And I just, definitely want to have the cancer gone.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's gone in 2 months. And then, that's what I got. That's all I got. Like, that's really bad.
No.
It's all good. I mean, we put you on the spot. So.
Yeah, we put you on the spot. And it's a good thing to look at your life in 10 years and think, I'd love to keep doing what I'm doing. Like helping people and staying healthy, like that's what you want to do in 10 years and you're doing it now. Like you've won the lottery when it comes to life,
Well, because I agree, because I get that question. People ask me that question too, and I'm always like, well, I am doing that. Like I want to continue doing what I'm doing, and so that's good. That's a good thing.
And it's great because like we don't have to like work. It's not work. It's just you're doing it and you're not even meaning for it to happen, and it's just happening. All with weight loss. That's all how it started.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being
welcome.
on the podcast.
Thank you.
You are awesome.
This podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll keep crushing it, girl.
Thank you so much.